Hello, all you hardcores out there. It's Russell with Hawkey's Corner, biggest job in sport. Today we're joined by Andy from Aberdeen. How are we doing, Andy?
Bad Rush yourself. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you, mate. What's all with bright colours in background, Andy? What's going on?
That's my mural. That's my yeah. I'm quite a big music fan, Russ.
Yeah?
And one of my favourite places is the Cavern Club in Liverpool. And behind the main stage in the Cavern Club is a mural. Uh, so I decided to replicate that in my man cave. So I'll turn it around a bit. You'll see it's not finished yet, but it's a work in progress. A job
Yeah,
for the cold winter nights.
yeah. It's interesting mural, that, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a lot. It's taking a lot of time.
Are you gonna is that where you're gonna do most of your swilling in there?
Oh, aye. That's my vodka in the background as well. No vodka tonight though. Drink free night.
Yeah. So you're not having a drink tonight now?
No, I had one last night for Ryan O'Neill, and I sat and watched The Driver.
Did you?
Uh, I
Oh,
did. Toasted him. Brilliant film.
good actor.
Oh, aye, superb. Cool as anything. It was just a legend.
Well, look who he married.
Yeah,
He married everybody's wet dream in the 70s, didn't he? Farrah Fawcett.
that's it. A lucky man.
Lucky man, if you're into that kind of thing. She passed away well, though, didn't she?
Yeah. Did she marry Lee Majors at one point as well? She married
She was
him.
married to, yeah, the Bionic Man.
$6 million man.
He
Aye.
was my hero when I was about 6.
Yeah, he was. I remember having the $6 million man. You know, the doll with the bionic eye that you look through, and
I had tracksuit, didn't I? I thought I was him.
did you?
Yeah. But then
Now,
again, I thought I were Evil Knievel as well when I had a Rally Super Burner. That didn't work out either.
oh, I was a big Evil Knievel fan. In fact, I think I've still got an Evil Knievel. You know, the wind up bike.
Yeah. I'll tell you a
Uh,
true story. I'll tell you a true story, shall I? A true story. I took Eddie Kidd's niece out many years
right.
ago. Not that long ago. She's from
Yeah.
Essex. Yeah, from Essex. From this estate in Essex, right? Rough estate. But yeah, Basildon. From Basildon in Essex. But Eddie Kidd, he was friends with Evil Knievel. Is it the junior, the son?
Robbie Knievel, Captain Robbie Knievel.
Oh, yeah, and she was telling me, and he had a bad crash. Like he hit, I think
Wow.
it was in Midlands, somewhere, Worcestershire. He did a jump, and he jumped too far, and he missed the
Yeah.
what? And he hit a banking, didn't he? And
It
then
didn't look that bad, did it? But his injuries were terrible.
oh, he's been in a wheelchair for 20 years, hasn't he, or 18
Yeah.
years? But yeah, that's a true story. That, but yeah, Ryan O'Neill passed away. But that film, I sent it Jerry, in Ireland.
Yeah.
He texted me and said, I'll have that. And I said, all right, I'll send you it. Anyway, took me ages to find it because when you're looking through with your eyes or your DVD, I said, which one is it? And there's like, that's it. And then there's another one. And it were one of the last 15 out of about 1,400. And
Oh,
it took
jeez.
me over 2 hours. Right, listen to this. It took me over 2 hours. And I couldn't find a jiffy bag, and I thought I'm not going up to the factory because there's loads up there because it's a packaging company, isn't it? I thought
Yeah.
I'll find one in house. When you want one and you can never find it. So I found this old thing that I bought, a shaver to shave me, electric shaver. I thought I'll stick it in that, and I put all white labels around it, and I wrote his first name, and I said, "Text me your address, Jerry," and he goes, "I'm not bothered now, lad." I went, "You fucking what? You're having it now, mate." I'm outside the fucking post office. He went, all right then, Jerry, because he goes, send me it. When I got on him, I'd have pulled his ponytail. But anyway, I sent it. You should get it morning, I think.
Yeah.
But But yeah, he's passed away. But it's a good film, that, The Driver, and I recommend anybody to watch it. It doesn't have that many lines in it because it's all
Yeah.
action all the way through.
And it's all body language, isn't it? It's body language and action and car chases is fantastic. And
Right.
Bruce Dern's a brilliant cop, isn't he? He plays a brilliant role in it as well.
Yeah, he does. But it's like Rambo 2. He plays the part with his eyes, doesn't he? Stallone.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's good acting, but yeah, it's a good film, that, and the beginning of it I like because he's like wheelman, isn't he? The guys back and they don't trust him at all, do they? And he gets them away from scene, doesn't he? And that, but I
Oh,
like films like that. I always root for bad guys, me, you know.
yeah.
But
And then
right, oh, sorry.
he says it won't be. They give him extra money if they keep him sweet for the next time. He says it won't be a next time. You were
Yeah,
late, and that's it. That's what it.
that's it. Yeah, well, he sets his stall out, doesn't he? So that's
Oh,
brilliant. That's brilliant. There's a lot going on in boxing. What do you think to Eddie Hill's situation with Haney? Where do you see him going with Haney now? Because he's 31 and 0. He's only just 25. He looks like they're touting him as the next Mayweather, doesn't it?
yeah. He's now joined the Bishop of Brentwood in his
Aye.
fold, is he? In the vestry.
Josh Taylor beat Prograde though, didn't he?
Yeah, Josh Taylor's. I hope Josh Taylor can come back. He had a good run, didn't he? And then he's kind of gone off the boil a wee bit, isn't he? But hopefully, when he moves up in weight, he'll come back strong. Um, yeah, I suppose I haven't seen the fight yet, but I'm guessing Haney did well from what I read. But did he smash him? Did he?
Well, no, Haney didn't smash him. He just basically just scolded him. And it's
Killed
hard
him,
to nail, and he stays out of range of that. But this is how I look at it, right? Where they're going to go with Haney now, because the only real fights I can see around that weight is him and Stevenson, if Stevenson comes up, and Tank Davis. But why are they not pushing for Jack Catterall? They could make an in-house fight for Jack Catterall.
Yeah,
Sam Jones is Jack Catterall's advisor, manager, whatever you want to call it. Why can't they get Jack Catterall in with him? Because it's only a couple of weeks ago that Sam Jones was saying that Jack Catterall should really be the undisputed light welterweight champion or super lightweight, whatever you want to call it. So if
yeah.
that's the case, well, fight Haney then. Why?
He
Why?
deserves it. Yeah.
Well, yeah, he deserves that chance because basically there is belts, aren't there, really? So give Jack Catterall his chance to fight Haney and make some proper money. And if he falls short, well, at least he had a good, didn't he?
Yeah, we see I got a shot at it. But
So,
that's what we should be doing. But Sam Jones, he's needing to represent his man and produce the goods, isn't he? But, instead
well,
of
let's hope that Sam can, but in my opinion, he's a Cub Scout. He's wet behind ears and he's too eager to please. He wants to be everybody's pal, doesn't he? He's me pal. He's a pal of mine. He's a good friend. Do you know what I
he's got
mean? Eh?
Eddie Hill's pulling his strings, isn't he? So
Well, they're all pulling his strings because when you like the position he's in, you want to be everybody's mate.
yeah,
Yeah, everybody's mate. Do you know what I mean? I remember years ago when Steppy started getting his foot in the door, and I'd stick stuff on social media and tag him in, and he'd be going and complaining to people that I know. Oh, can you have a word with Porky to not tag me in? They say, why? What's he doing wrong? Like, oh well, they don't basically they don't want to be associated with somebody who's a fucking hand grenade like me. As you've just seen tonight with that, don't mention it on here, but as you've just seen tonight with that screenshot, haven't you, from that guy over your way? Do you know what I mean?
yeah,
So
yeah.
fuck him. But it is what it is, isn't it? I'm my own man, aren't I?
Ah,
What can you do?
that's all right. You just got to respect his decision, I suppose. But it's just that's what it is. But
Listen, mate, it's no skin off my nose, but
yeah,
at the end of the day, I ain't gonna alter my channel or what I
no,
say.
no, no.
Nobody
You
on
got
here.
got to stay true to yourself. That's the way it should be. That's
Yeah, I'm a man in it's a man in the minimum. I'm not one of them people that, well, I really want to get in with this person, and I want to do this, and I can't really do that if I go on Porky's corner. because you
Aye.
get the same brush. But listen, I can assure you, sooner or later, the tides will turn because the ripples are coming now, mate. And
Truth,
then they'll come begging and I'll be laughing then. All right.
the truth
So,
always, truth always floats to the top like cream, doesn't it?
listen, you've just got to set your stall that you can't conform. I've never conformed to anything in my life. Not school teachers, prison screws, judges. I'll tell judges to F off at law. Do you know what I mean? It ain't just me throwing knives and forks at dinner table when I was a kid.
Yeah.
But it is what it is. Now, did you see Sky Show tonight?
I've no way. I've just managed to get my telly working again. It wasn't working there. And when I put it on, I thought I might have got the Callum Smith fight, but I'm no long home, but it was finished by the time I got it. But I see he won in 8 rounds, was it?
Yeah, 8 rounds. I think that geezer blew his son out, but I didn't really. I think I give him 1 round, Callum Smith. You could maybe give him 1.5, 2 rounds max. He wasn't really a
Yeah.
fight. He's had a touch there tonight, Callum Smith, with that guy.
Yeah.
He's had a touch, and I think he's there for beating. And if he fights React Porte next, he gets beat.
It's me. Yeah.
He gets beat. But Joe Gallagher's fighter, Callum Smith, not Callum Smith, Callum Johnson,
Yeah.
he's up to cruiserweight now. So that'd be an interesting fight, wouldn't it? Callum Johnson fighting for cruiserweight title if he could get in position.
Was he meant to be fighting last night? I thought I seen
He
somewhere he
fought on
was.
Friday night. He fought on Friday night. He won it first round, 90 seconds or
Ah,
so.
right. I was looking for the fight. I actually thought, to be honest, I got mixed up. I thought the Chris Brown Smith fight was last night, and then I couldn't find. But then I realised it was Sunday, the weigh-in yesterday. And of course, I've been away all day today. But no, I was looking for a Callum Johnson fight, but I thought it was maybe last night and I missed it. But so a 1 round knockout.
Yeah, 1 round knockout. Paul Butler won as well. But I don't think it ran any platforms, all right.
Right.
So he was just under radar. He ran under radar show, Gary Booth's show. I
Yeah.
mean, if you looked at it, you couldn't really get it on telly that because all away fighters, all of them, all had losing records.
Yeah.
So, but I think it was just to get kids out there and get them, ticking over because the cupboards are bare, aren't they?
Yeah.
And it's bare, and everybody's parked up for Saudi, aren't they? Or they want to work. They want to work with promoters to get to Saudi, and the
Follow the
sports
yellow brick.
Andy, it's at a standstill.
Yeah, it's stagnating everything. It's a bit like through the pandemic. Yeah, everyone's stagnated then, and it's kind of been stagnated again with the Saudi money dangling, the big Saudi carrot, dangling above everybody's head. So hopefully things will start moving now after
Well,
Christmas.
in another week, fight week starts for the day of reckoning.
Yeah.
Which isn't far away, is it?
No, it's interesting, exciting times, Johnny.
There's the respect.
Just waiting on Bean making the big comeback. He's
Do you reckon Bean will come back on DAZN, Andy?
Arizona. I think I wouldn't rule it out. He's been floating about there at that last show, isn't he? So who's he going to put out a job though? This guy's in there already, isn't he?
I don't know, but Tony Bellew's finished second in Jungle, hasn't he?
Oh, who's going to win that then?
I think
It's
that
Farage.
Ozit's won it, and somebody from Made in Chelsea or something, some top. I don't
Right.
watch it. I only get to hear from stuff when people text me. I don't watch it. People were saying, "I bet you voted." I didn't even vote because do you know what? All them that were in it, you wouldn't even know who they were, would you? Somebody's sister who's famous. What is all that? And paper. Got Britney Spears' sister, Tony Bellew masquerading as a champion boxer but never beat a champion. Got Nigel Farage, who's not the Prime Minister. He's just some bloke who wants to be Prime Minister or something. They're all like wannabes and Z-listers. I mean, I remember when they used to have big names in.
Now it's famous people's neighbours. Huh?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, famous people's neighbours. Like OJ Simpsons guy, that him who is it Kato? Him who were witnessing that? He's made a living out of reality TV, hasn't he? Because he was OJ's neighbour. What is all that? It's a load of old shite.
It's mental, yeah. It's they've wrung it out till it's nothing left. It's just it's a worn out. What would you call it? Just a worn out.
It's a worn out program, basically, isn't it? Now
Yeah,
I'm a celebrity. Get me out of it. It's died a death, and they don't want to throw any money at it, and blah blah blah. And now we're gonna have to suffer Tony the Bellend Bellew on every TV platform for the next 2 months, talking about his time in the jungle. And every time we see him on DAZN's and somebody says something to him about food or anything, he's going to go, oh, I'll eat anything me after being in the jungle. That's all we're going to hear now. He's going to refer everything back to his time in the jungle, which is a
yeah,
couple of weeks, and he got paid a lot of money for it. Well, whatever. But this is how I look
yeah,
at it. He'll never forget that because they took out the comfort zones, aren't they? It's just
yeah.
like going to Nick. It's ingrained in you, but he'll not forget. I can assure you, sure as eggs are eggs, sure as eggs are eggs. It's eggs are eggs, Connor Ben, Crusher Ben. Tony Bellew will never let us forget that he is Tarzan of the jungle.
Think he's going to make his comeback now then? Bridgerweight. He's going to try and beat.
Heavyweight. He'll come back at heavyweight if he comes back, won't he, Bellew? He'll try and get something going off back of this. He can't help himself. Listen, he'll be punching for pay till he's 45.
Yeah,
That's what he'll be doing, mate. He'll be punching for pay till he's 45. He'll want to try and equal George Foreman's record or be one of them men that won a belt in the 40s. That's what he wants to beat a champion, doesn't he? He can't put his head down at night. Tony, I can't put the head down at night, knowing that you never took a belt off a champion. And I
that's
sleep
good.
like a baby knowing that. Pop, pop,
That's
bang.
because he's got you. He's got you living rent free inside his head. Tell him.
Listen, what do you think about Ebony Bridges last night getting smashed to pieces over 10 rounds?
Yeah, she's got him beaten in she, so she'll maybe now realise it's no about prancing about next to nothing at weigh-ins. It's got to knuckle down. Think she's gone downhill since she left Mark Tibbson? No.
Yeah, well, she looked tubby to me. She looked tubby. I mean, fair enough. She made weight and that, but there's a difference between making weight and looking healthy. She looked
Yeah,
tubby to me. She didn't look as tight as she did in the last couple of fights, and that's probably because for the last 12 months she's been strutting around, bigging herself up. Been trying to also get a deal at Sky on the quiet. That's probably
yeah,
why Eddie parked her up for a year. You know what I mean? I've heard she was huffing and puffing after 4 months, and then she started talking to them at Sky.
right.
You know what I mean? And Eddie's probably thought, oh, I'll show you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's put in with that girl. Told her the girl were fighting on 2 weeks' notice. She didn't look like she was fighting on 2 weeks' notice, that girl.
She looked like she meant business at the weigh-in anyway. She was
She looked
all.
like she meant business. And it looks to me like Eddie Hills has finally got rid of her. Look, he's given her 15 minutes, hasn't he?
Mm-hmm.
He's given her 15 minutes, just like he did Dave Allen, and just like he'll give the Romford Bull, Elmer Fudd. You know
Yeah,
what I mean? So it is what it is, isn't it? It's in front of our eyes. Eddie's not going to be messed about by little divas because she's a little diva, mate. She
yeah.
is a diva, mate, and it is what it is, isn't it? But she needs to get off back to Australia, mate. That's where she needs to go.
She's done well at promoting herself, hasn't she?
Mate,
She's probably going.
she's made over 1 million, hasn't she, since she's been
Yeah,
here? Done over £1 million.
done
So
all right for herself, but
she's done well, mate. They're getting good money, them women now, for defending them belts. So she's done
yeah.
well. She came over with no, and she's done well. So it'd be interesting to see what happens. But where do you see her and Penfold's relationship, the trainer?
Depends on the thermostat in the gym. Maybe that's why she's running about with nothing on. I don't know. Well, if that is our first fight one, it will be, won't it? So
I'm not sure.
50-50.
I think that's the first fight we call. We Penfold, can't say his name on. Penfold. It's the first fight with Penfold, and she's been beat. Dylan White only had one with him, and he got beat. This is what happens with these go-to trainers, these TV trainers that people are saying, "Oh, go to Penfold, go to Adam Booth, he's the best, the Dark Lord." Listen, a few years ago, as I've said before, and I'll say it again, I still can't get it out of my head, but I think he talks a good game, Adam Booth. Listen, anybody who had a problem in boxing, all anybody ever said on Twitter was, "Go to Adam Booth, the Dark Lord." I said, "Why do they call him the Dark Lord? Could somebody explain?" Still need to know. Why
He
is
done
Adam
well
Booth
for Hay,
the
didn't
Dark
he?
Lord, eh?
He done well for Hay and George Groves. George Groves with him, wasn't
Yeah, he did a British
he? All
Commonwealth
right.
for Groves. He did, I think, European for David, and World Cruiserweight Unified and a World Heavyweight belt. He did well for them, yeah, but he's done well, hasn't he, Adam Booth? He's a millionaire. But I rate him, but other people don't.
Yeah,
So
I always thought he was pretty switched on and
he
had
always
good game
comes
plans
across
and that for his
as that,
fighting.
doesn't he?
Sorry?
He always comes across as switched on. Listen, they went out to France, to Paris, and beat Mormac in his back garden by knockout after
Yeah.
being dropped. So he must know what he's on with.
Yeah.
You know what I
Pretty
mean?
sure.
But I want to ask.
Talking about,
Oh,
sorry, I was going to say, I was saying about Tony Bellew fighting to his 45. Do you think Klitschko will come back for another shot at the title when he's 45? There was always rumour of that, him trying to beat Foreman's record, Vladimir Klitschko.
uh, nah, I think he's done now, Vladimir. I don't think they'd want to insult their the legacies, would they? Either of them? I don't think
Yeah.
so. No, I don't think so. No.
Depends on his ego, I suppose, If
Nah,
if
well,
it's,
after he's beat 20 world champions or 20 wins over world champions, Vladimir, he's got a right CV on him, hasn't he?
it's in cement, isn't it?
Oh, his CV's fantastic, mate. So no, he's up there as an all-time great, Vladimir. He's not in top 10, even though he
no,
reigned for a long time. I don't think he's in top 10, but I think he's a top maybe 15.
yeah.
You know what I mean? I think
You
he's
rate
top.
him higher? You rate him higher than Vitali?
Yeah, on longevity, I think he picked up an injury, didn't he? Plus, there's
Uh,
always a question mark over him because he got kicked out of the '96 Olympics for doping, didn't he?
that's right. Aye, that's it.
You know what I mean?
As a fighter, I always rated Vitali higher than Vladimir, but
Because he could whack, because he wanted to get him out there, didn't he?
he was a tougher nut. He could
Yeah.
take a punch better than that. And I think he was a better fight. He had a lot more awkward style as well. I think more people would have struggled with him. Barely lost a round, did he, when he came back?
Listen, he
Uh,
smashed fight Lennox Lewis to bits,
aye, yeah.
but he lost again. They stopped it on cuts, but he wanted to carry on, didn't he, against Lennox
Oh, aye,
Lewis?
he did. Aye, there was no quitting him that night, wasn't it?
No, they won't, mate. Honestly, I wanted to ask you about trainers. What's the answer for these trainers up north in UK? Or is that the right way to put it? Why do trainers in the UK, in the north, not get a look in with these Olympians? Why is that?
It could be a political thing. Regarding most things in Britain, I think everyone's too London centric. I mean, as regards politics, and it's probably the same applies to boxing. I personally believe they need to shut down Westminster and build a new parliament in Birmingham or Manchester, somewhere more country central, and take it away from there. It's too much. Everyone's too much London, isn't it? And
Yeah.
stuff needs to be spread out more. I mean, there's lots of politicians made promises about the Northern Powerhouse and all this, but they've never kept promises. It's not really surprising. So they're sure lying bees, aren't they? But I think the same could knock on other things, including maybe not quite so much football, because Manchester's big on football, and so is Liverpool. But regarding most other things, and that could apply to boxing as well. I'm not that familiar in other sports like cricket and all that, but well, cricket's big in Yorkshire, isn't it? So maybe it
Massive.
doesn't apply to that. But boxing maybe could be more London centric, but it does disappoint me. Yeah, it's,
What do you see happening with border control, Andy, moving forward now? Do you think they're going to be defunct and that the Saudis will get something going and they'll just not bother with them?
Yeah, they could have that because they're using the border control, aren't they, for a lot of this stuff, aren't they? They might form their own one, develop everything. Like, remember, like you said about they might try and do a sort of UFC style thing. So they might form their own border control out there, and then if there's not much happening here, their border control is going to struggle, aren't they? Because I'm guessing they take revenue from sanctioning bouts and that, don't they?
Yeah. Do you think that the Saudis could like invent a British belt? And do you think the fans would buy into it? Because for generations and generations, most kids that turn pro that from UK, they want to win a British title, don't they?
Yeah.
So if the Saudis form their own, because it's getting close to this now, people are telling me all sorts at the moment. But look, the Saudis, if they form this, whatever, this breakaway thing that they're talking about, they might be 2 years away, but what would happen to the British title if there were no board and if there were no boxing board of control? Would that be like, would they invent their own British title?
I don't think the British title's been about for so long, isn't it? So I think they wouldn't be legitimate if they tried to do anything with it. But what you might find happen, maybe they'll invest in the British Boxing Board of Control and give them a leg up. Just because of the heritage, maybe.
Yeah, it's a tough one, isn't it, really?
I want to guess, isn't it? That's what I think maybe should happen, if they invest in the British Board of Control. Maybe help them, make them stronger, maybe. And you might find that cases such as Conor Ben's get sorted out quicker and more efficiently. Though that's maybe no down to the board from what we can gather now. It's too much fog in the way in there. I can't really see what's going on properly. It needs to be more transparency.
The Conor Ben situation. What do you make of all that, Andy, to be honest?
Going on too long, I think. It's been going on that long. It's like I sometimes feel like I'm a broken record saying you're thinking it's going to resolve and nothing. It's just keep kicking the can down the road there. But did Robert Smith say that's other parties that's not forthcoming with information? So
yeah,
forthcoming. It's just like burying their head in the sand, isn't it? And hoping it will go away, but it's not going anywhere.
Do you think the board even care?
Yeah, I think they must. I think they have to, really. Yeah, whether they do or no, but I don't know. If they're as passionate about boxing as they should be, they probably aren't. They should care, shouldn't they? Because it's stagnating. It's a stain on the sport, isn't it? Especially in Britain.
Yeah, it's going to be an hard one to see how they deal with it, because basically the board are more or less blackmailing them, aren't they? Saying, look, anybody who works with Conor Ben on this, license holders, and if you do it abroad, you'll not be able to work with us, or we'll ban you, or whatever. Basically, Eubank's in a tight spot in it now.
Yeah.
So I don't know what to make of it all.
Tricky one, isn't it? It's a tricky one. It's mess. It's just a big mess, isn't it? It's
a lot of egos. Robert Smith's got an ego. Eddie Hills is the 6-0 Iceman from Billericay, 4 by way off, by the way. Eddie Hills, he's got an ego. Robert Smith's an ego. Crusher Ben, bruv, for real, bruv. See, eating seats, bruv. He's got an issue. Best for the best, bruv. He's got an issue. He's got issues. Crusher Ben. So you put all that into mix and Spotty Frank, and you've got a load of egos, and nobody really knows what they're doing. I don't think it's been handled shockingly, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's like a big cement mixer full of egos going round and round and round and round, isn't it? And then one comes out, shouts on, and it's just.
I mean, I'm not being funny, right? At one point last year, I basically thought after what they did with the first fight, trying to sell it, even though there'd been drug issues, I thought the police were going to come and get Eddie and Callum and charge him with fraud. They're trying to sell fights knowing that people had, and I'm sure if you look into that, I mean, if there's any lawyers listening to this, is that a charge? Surely that's got to be a charge, because if that were in any other business, wouldn't there be? It'd be like selling Celine Dion or whoever. It'd be like selling Jay-Z, wouldn't it, at Wembley?
Yeah.
Selling all tickets, but knowing that he couldn't perform because his throat had gone or something. It'd be something like that, wouldn't it? And people, and will give you a refund, but what about all the hotels and that? Thousands of people had to go to London, didn't they, to get to have the weekend, because they paid for hotels or they paid for coaches and trains. I seriously thought the police were going to come and take them. I said, look, we're going to lock you all up here. You've been done for drugs and you're not telling anybody. You've been selling this fight in Fight Week on ITV, Good Morning Britain programme. Both Conor Benn and Eubank and Calla and Eddie Hill selling fight, knowing that he's failed a dope test or 2 dope tests, you know? And I can't understand how they didn't come and cut him off.
It must have cost fans thousands of pounds, again. And some of these folk would have saved up all year to go to a big fight, I mean, if that was me, I would have had to get trains, taxis, food, hotels. The ticket would be the small bit, The ticket's going to be the small bit.
Yeah,
The rest it could be £1,000, and then gone, It's out your out pocket, It's robbery,
you've not seen the fight.
Yeah.
So it leaves a bad taste in my mouth. And they were all in on it. They all knew. They all kept stum. The trainer, Tony Sims, we don't say out anyway, the guy's a mute. But Tony Sims and the manager, Charlie Sims, that's 2. Eddie Hill's 3. Barry Hills 4. No, Barry Epstein 4. Spotty Frank 5. Eubank 6. Whoever's training Eubank, I don't know, 7. Crusher Ben 8. Crusher Ben's dad 9. There's Crusher Ben's bird. Oh, she's not involved in it, but he would have told his missus. So there's 9 there boxing people, plus
Cowie Montana 10.
Yeah, I think I counted them. There's 9 or 10 of them there, all in on it, and all kept stum. Old man Eubank, he kept alluring to it, but he didn't say it, did he?
Yeah.
So and when they all fell out, he come out, he blurted it out, didn't he? But cat were out back then. So there's basically 10 of them, all knew, and we're all pushing it for money. And then they're all squabbling behind the scenes. But they were all in on it. If they could have got away with it, they'd have fought. Oh, yes, let me tell you. So it leaves a bad taste in my mouth. But what about all the fans?
Yeah.
They're not bothered about. They don't care for fans. They don't care whatsoever. Could you imagine them having these little meetings in cheeky Nando's or a Costa? Oh, let's have a cheeky Costa. Can you imagine them drinking their £5.50 coffee and £3.50 cookie, dipping it into coffee and saying, "Yeah, we're getting away with this. We're having it off." You can imagine it, can't you? Can't help yourself.
Treating the fans like second-class citizens, Really,
well, that's what this is, isn't it? That's what you just seen. So, you only want part 2, kid?
Yeah, no problem.
Please join us on part 2 for Welcome to Lifestyles that are rich and aimless.